A wise man once said, "Ain't nobody got time for that." This is my Secura Conical Burr coffee grinder, and this thing has 35 different settings, and today I'm going to test a few of them. I originally had huge plans for testing all 35 grind settings, and then I realized a wise man once said, "Ain't nobody got time for that." So I'm only going to test a few of the settings just so you can get an idea of the coarsest grind setting, mid grind setting, and then the finest grind setting that there is. And I'm going to compare the finest grind setting to a batch of pre-ground espresso roast so that you can kind of get an idea of how the finest setting on here does in relation to a standard espresso grind. So let's get into it. Okay, this is a standard commercial roast bean. I'm not using the super good stuff because I'm going to be doing a lot of experimenting, and so these are just sort of standard everyday beans. Fill my hopper here. Okay, I'm going to set it for 2 cups of coffee worth, and it is set currently on setting number 35, which is a coarse ground. It is noted on here as a French press grind. So let's go ahead and give this guy a try. Quick and easy. All right. And the little container here has a little cap to keep it somewhat airtight, which is pretty nifty. All right, let's take a look at this grind. This grind number 35. And as you can see, it is a nice coarse French press grind. And it smells awesome. So let's go ahead and move it to the middle. We're going to move it to setting 20, which is a nice drip or pour over coffee setting. And we'll see what the difference in our grind is there. Okay, I've got it set up for setting 20 now, which is a drip or pour over grind, and I'm already seeing the wisdom of my decision not to try and do all 35 grinds because I'm going to have way too much pre-ground coffee, and I don't like to grind my coffee too soon. I like to grind it just before I brew. So let's go ahead and try this setting for 20, and we'll see what we get. Okay. Oh yeah, I can already see how much more fine that is. Pour this out. Okay, yeah, I can see this is much finer than that number 35 setting, and this is pretty much what I expect to use for my standard coffee maker. This is what I would just throw right into a filter and brew. This looks like this would work pretty great for a pour over as well. So yeah, I'm happy with that setting as well. And if this is the fine setting at 20, as fine as this is, I think I'm going to be pretty happy with the espresso results. Okay, last test and the most important one, I think, the espresso grind. I have this cranked all the way to setting number 1, the finest grind it will do. And we're going to go ahead and see how it stacks up. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oh yeah, that is nice and powdery. Look at that. And I don't really see any chunks in here. It looks like a nice, consistent, fine grind. And there might be a bit or two in here, but those may be from me not getting the chamber completely cleaned out in between. I didn't clean the inside here. I only cleaned the receptacle itself. So I am really happy with this. This is a nice consistency, and I'm going to see how this stacks up against a commercial pre-grind espresso roast. Okay, in the close-up here, hopefully this is reading, but this is the commercial grind espresso that was pre-ground, and then this is the espresso roast that we just ground ourselves, and you can see they're pretty close. I think that the commercial grounds might be ever so slightly finer, but not by a ton. And I could also be nuts. Yeah, I think the commercial grinds are just a touch finer. But I think that these look like these will actually do the trick for me. So I am going to try them in the next couple of days and see how it works out for me. So there you go. 3 different grind settings tested on this handy little grinder. We've got our grinding number 35, the more coarse grind for French press. We've got setting number 20, 15 steps in between these two. And this one is for your drip or pour over. And then our finest setting, setting number 1 for our espresso. So with 35 different settings, I'm sure you're probably going to find the setting that works perfect for you. So I hope this helps. Now I need to go get cleaned up because I am absolutely coated in coffee dust, and that's why. I'm not saying that like it's a bad thing,